Hello friends, hope you all are doing well. So today I have come with the poem The Laburnum Top from Hornbill Book Class 11 CBSE. So I'll be dealing with number 1, the central idea, number 2, line by line explanation, number 3, the word meanings, number 4, the poetic devices used, and number 5, the theme of the poem. So to begin with, let me highlight the central idea of the poem first. The poem, The Laburnum Top, is a beautiful poem in which the poet has used the laburnum tree and goldfinches as a symbol of life and life's fluctuations. So in this poem, the poet describes how the visit of a goldfinch changes the laburnum tree. We will see goldfinch transforms the tree and makes it come alive as the chicks of the goldfinch start to rustle and chirp on seeing her. At the end, we will also see that once the goldfinch leaves the tree, it becomes quiet and still again. So, the laburnum tree actually symbolizes the pattern of a life in general, which is usually dull and inanimate. The goldfinch breaks the usual pattern and makes it lively. So, without the goldfinch, the laburnum tree is just like another tree. In other words, it is the attitude of a person towards life that makes life meaningful and worth living. So now let's move on to line by line explanation of the poem. Now laburnum in Hindi is called amalthus tree. So to begin with line by line explanation, let's move on. Stanza 1. The laburnum top is silent, quiet, still. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds falling. So the first line, the laburnum top is silent, quiet, still. So what we see here, the laburnum tree is silent and still. And the poet here describes a beautiful sunny afternoon. Now, the laburnum tree is laden with yellow leaves and yellow flowers in the month of September. The third line, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds falling. So we see here that laburnum tree's leaves have turned yellow because of the autumn season, and all its seeds have fallen. So it's something natural, right? That happens in autumn season. We see that the leaves turns yellow, and that is what we see here. So laburnum top, the first line here. What is the meaning of laburnum top? Laburnum top here means the top part of the laburnum tree. So the short synopsis of stanza 1 is, the poet here describes a beautiful sunny autumn and the laburnum tree is silent and still. The laburnum tree is laden with yellow leaves and yellow flowers in the month of September, and its leaves have turned yellow because of the autumn season and all its seeds have fallen. So we come across the poetic device here, that is alliteration. Now in this figure of speech, a number of words having the same first consonant sound occur close together in a series. Example of alliteration in this stanza 1 is September sunlight. S. Now let's move on to stanza 2. Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup. Twitching here means a small, often involuntary movement of the body, and chirrup means the sound made by a bird. A suddenness, a startlement at a branch end. Startlement means amazement. So what we see here is just then a goldfinch alights on the laburnum tree, making short, high-pitched sounds. Now the goldfinch has her nest in the tree and her chicks are resting in the nest. Now on the mother's return, a sudden movement starts the tree and her little ones are excited on her arrival and start chirruping. The cautious mother enters the tree with great care so that no predator can come to know that her babies are housed in the nest. Then, sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness and the machine starts up. So the poet has compared the alert, abrupt and sleek movement of the goldfinch with that of a lizard. The goldfinch has been called here the engine of her family. Now see, just as the engine starts up the machine, her arrival in the nest has suddenly started up the silent machine, that is the nest, where the young ones have started making noise. So the next line of chittering and of tremor of wings and trillings. Now chittering here means sound made by baby birds. Tremor means shaking. Trilling means to sing a series of quickly repeated high notes. Trembles and trills here means shakes violently. So by feeding her young ones, the goldfinch here adds energy to the machine, and as a result the chicks now have the energy to be active and thus they are making noise. See the last line. She strokes at it full, then flirts out to a branch end, showing her bird face identity mask. Now after feeding her chicks, the goldfinch flies up and rests where? On the end of a branch of the tree. Now here her identity is concealed behind the yellow flowers and yellow leaves. So according to popular belief, the bark and the seeds of the laburnum tree are poisonous. So predators normally do not come near the tree. Apart from these, its yellow flowers and yellowing leaves in the autumn season, complemented by the yellow-colored feathers of the goldfinch, help in camouflaging the nestlings from the predators. So what we see here is the laburnum tree has flowers that fall like bars, and when the bird sits behind the flowers, the shadow of the flowers on her face looks like she is wearing a mask that has bars on it. Now the first figure of speech that we come in stanza 2 is number 1, simile. Slick as a lizard. So in this figure of speech, one thing is compared to another. So here the goldfinch, the movement of the goldfinch is compared with that of a lizard. The second poetic device that we come across in stanza 2 is metaphor. That is engine of our family, where we see engine represents the mother goldfinch and machine which represents the nest and the chicks. Well, we also come across onomatopoeia. Now in this figure of speech, a word is formed from a similar sound to it. Examples of onomatopoeia in stanza 2 is twitching, chirrup, then chitterings, trillings. Moving on to stanza 3. Then with airy, delicate whistle, chirrup, whisperings, she launches away towards the infinite, and the laburnum subsides to empty. Airy here means strange in a frightening or mysterious way. Launches means flies. Infinite, which means the sky, and subsides to empty means becomes silent, just as earlier. So in stanza 3, we see that after some time, the goldfinch makes a strange, short, high-pitched sound. And then she flies away. Where? Towards the infinite sky. So once again, the laburnum tree becomes silent, especially after the departure of the goldfinch, and everything seems to be the same as it was before the arrival of the goldfinch. So once again we come across onomatopoeia in stanza 3 as well, which is whistle, chirrup. Now why is the poem named the Laburnum Top? See, the poem has been named the Laburnum Top because the top of the laburnum tree has been described in detail. So it is the top of the laburnum tree that the nest of the goldfinch is located and where all the activity takes place, especially when the goldfinch visits the nest. So to conclude, I think that the change brought about by the arrival of the goldfinch on the laburnum top is good. Why? As it breaks the monotony. See, the tree becomes alive and lively with the movement of the goldfinch and the twitterings and chirrupings of the chicks. See, change can be good or bad in life depending on a situation. However, the fact is that change is only constant in life. So even if a change is bad, we have to accept it and move on in life. So I hope you all have understood the poem, and I will come up with the poem The Voice of the Rain in my next video. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the bell button so that you may get the notification as soon as I update my channel with new insights. So thank you for watching. Take care. Have a wonderful day.